Hello, dear family. Did you know that the day you were born carries a hidden message in the Bible that could transform your life? Today, we're going to uncover what your birthday reveals about God's plan for you. I'm Sister Amelia, and if you're here today, it's not by chance. Every moment from the day you were born to the challenges you face has a profound meaning in God's plan. Together, we'll explore what the Bible says about the special day you came into this world. Get ready, because this message is just for you. You weren't born on just any day. You were born on the exact day that heaven planned. Have you ever stopped to think about the meaning of the day you were born? It's no coincidence that you came into the world on that specific date. God, in His infinite wisdom, designed every detail of your existence, and the day of your birth is a significant part of that plan. In the Bible, we find several passages that show how intentional God is in everything He does. In Jeremiah 1 verse 5, He says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you." This reminds us that God knew exactly the right moment for you to be born. He carefully planned that day, linking your arrival to the divine purpose He has for your life. Today, we're going to explore the biblical meaning of your birthday and how this hidden message can bring new perspective to your life. So open your heart and stay with me until the end of this video to discover something truly transformative. The Bible is rich with symbolism and hidden messages that help us understand God's purpose for our lives. Among these symbols, numbers hold a vital role. For example, the number 7 represents fullness and perfection, while the number 12 symbolizes divine authority and spiritual governance. Now imagine this. The day you were born could be tied to these divine patterns. If you were born on the 7, there might be a special meaning linked to spiritual completeness and rest. Or perhaps you were born on the 12th, reflecting leadership and responsibility. And it doesn't stop there. Your birth month and even the day of the week can have spiritual significance. Sunday, for instance, is traditionally seen as a day of renewal and rest, while Friday carries meanings of preparation and sacrifice. These details can reveal so much about your life and your mission. So share your birth date in the comments and let me know. Do you believe there's something special about it? In Jewish tradition, every day of the month has a specific spiritual meaning. The first day symbolizes new beginnings, while the 15th is associated with fullness and celebration. Think about your birthday. Could the day you were born reflect something about your personality or the purpose God has for you? Maybe you've already felt that there's something unique about your birth date, something tied to how you live or the blessings you receive. The Bible also speaks about how God ordains times and seasons. In Psalm 139 verse 16, it says, "Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be." This reminds us that God planned every detail, including the day you entered this world. Beyond the symbolism of days, the Bible teaches us about the importance of times and seasons. In Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1, we read, "There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens." This includes the exact moment of your birth. God didn't choose your birth date by chance. He knew precisely when and where you needed to be. Sometimes we might wonder, why was I born into this family, this city, or this specific moment in history? The answer lies in God's sovereign plan. He not only chose your birth date, but orchestrated every circumstance around you to fulfill His purpose in your life. You're not here by accident, and your birthday is proof of that. Have you ever thought about how your birth date might reflect God's divine plan for you? We see in the Bible many examples of people whose lives and purposes were connected to specific dates. Esther, for instance, was born for a strategic moment in which she could save her people. The date of her ascension as queen wasn't a coincidence, but part of God's plan. Another powerful example is the birth of Jesus, which marks the beginning of a new covenant and is celebrated by billions around the world. Your birthday might not be celebrated by crowds, but it is just as significant in God's kingdom. He chose the day of your birth as the starting point of a unique journey full of purpose. Just like Esther and Jesus, you have an important role to play in God's divine plan. Don't underestimate the significance of your existence. God called you to live a life that glorifies His name. If we think of our birth date as the start of a mission, we realize that God equips us with special tools and gifts to fulfill that calling. Maybe you've already felt that you have certain skills or passions that seem perfectly aligned with your personality or the time you were born. That's no coincidence. God chose every detail of your life, including your talents, opportunities, and even the challenges you face. Romans 8 verse 28 reminds us, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. Your birthday is a constant reminder that you have a unique purpose. Have you ever stopped to reflect on how your life experiences and talents might connect to God's plan for you? Another fascinating aspect of our birth date is that it can reflect God's love for us. He didn't just choose the exact moment we were born, but also placed us in an environment that would help us grow and fulfill our purpose. Even if that environment feels challenging, God always has a greater plan. Maybe you were born into difficult circumstances or have faced many challenges in life. But know this, none of it is in vain. God is using every detail to shape you and prepare you for something greater. In Isaiah 41 verse 10, He promises, "Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God." The day you were born is a reminder that God has been with you from the very beginning. When we consider the biblical meaning of our birthday, we are also called to live intentionally. God has given us a purpose, and the day we were born marks the beginning of that journey. How have you been living your life since then? Are you striving to fulfill the purpose for which you were created? God calls us to live meaningful lives and use our gifts to glorify His name. If you're unsure about God's purpose for you, ask Him in prayer. The Bible teaches us in James 1 verse 5 that if we ask for wisdom, God will generously provide it. Take this moment to seek more of God and discover what He has prepared for you. God calls us to be the light of the world, and our birthday is a reminder that we were placed here to make a difference. Your life has value, and your birthday is a celebration of that. No matter what you face so far, God still has great plans for you. He wants you to live with joy, hope, and purpose. So why not transform how you see your birthday? Instead of only celebrating it with parties and gifts, use it as a moment to reflect on what God has done in your life and what He still wants to accomplish. Are you ready to live out the purpose God has for you? If this message touched your heart, I want to ask you something. Like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear this today, and leave a comment telling me what impacted you the most. Let's spread this message of hope and purpose together. Remember, the day you were born was no accident. It was the beginning of an incredible story that God is writing in your life. He loves you, knows you, and has wonderful plans for you. May this message inspire you to live each day with purpose and gratitude. May God bless you abundantly today and always. If this message touched your heart, I invite you to like this video and share it with someone who needs to hear it today. And before you go, tell me in the comments, what do you think your birthday means for you? Let's uncover this mystery together. Remember, you weren't born by chance. You were born to live out God's perfect plan.